Alabama football practice is underway, and we're going to talk about what that looks like now under Coach DeBoer as we close in on the 8A game right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Guys, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. We're going to try to talk some Alabama, and we want you to be a part of it. Get in the comments section and tell us what you think. Roll Tide. Let's go. Hey, everybody, with Brett Elmore. There he is, big, sexy Elmo. Mick Gillispie, you know him from the Brett Elmore Show every morning. You can listen to it on the app, the WJLX app, or you can listen in person if you're in the Birmingham, Jasper area. But good to see you, man, and good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you, Mick. And practice number 2 in the books, my friend. A beautiful sunny day in T-Town yesterday, and man, I'm loving it.
Yeah, let's just kind of go over what practice is like right now for Alabama. You know, what are we seeing? You know, what do the groups look like? We kind of got into this on last night's show, but let's just hit it again because not everyone was there when we jumped on and did just a quick live show. What are we seeing with this new football practice, which the media is allowed to get in and look around in?
Yeah, and that's why we're getting so much word of what's coming out of Tuscaloosa now, because that was the first media practice that they could go to. There's some changes. And then, of course, under DeBoer opening up to the media for the first time. We mentioned the music, man. They had a high energy practice from what we're told. Very high energy. The music was going. We were talking a couple of days ago about the playlist. You had some Drake in there. You had some DaBaby, Kodiak Black, and Wolf Mother, one of my favorites.
Wolf Mother,
yeah. But you know, the media can observe the drills, but not the 11 on 11 because you know that's kind of important to us. But the groups, you know, the quarterbacks. Working on the deep ball to their wide receivers, and the throwers were kind of split up in a couple groups. Milroe was paired up with Ty Simpson, and Austin Mack and Dylan Lonergan were throwing together. And then, you know, on the offensive side, of course, the running backs, they're working on the basics right now, getting back into the swing of things. We're working on the handoffs, but the pairings were Milroe with Justice Hayes, Simpson with Jam Miller, Mack with Richard Young, and Lonergan with Daniel Hill. Like I mentioned, it was high energy. The offensive line grouping was, you know, they had a couple different looks, and looking at it. The first grouping over on the left side of the line of scrimmage was Pritchett and Booker. And then your center was Brockermeyer. And then on the right side of the line was Roberts and Formby. And then in the second grouping on the left side, you had, I think Betran was over there, and the center was Brailsford, and on the right side, Montgomery and McVeigh. So, I mean, the media, you know, they were allowed to watch about the first 9 or 10 sessions. I don't know how many sessions are in a normal practice under DeBoer. Probably way more than that because it's high energy, high pace, move from group to group and get things done. But still, on the defensive side of the ball, they were working on, you know, the edge rushers were working with their new coach, Christian Robinson. The corners, we were talking about that grouping a couple times on the show. the DBs working heavily on speed and their reflex drills. But overall, Mick, it's the bottom line was, they weren't defense wasn't doing any tackling or anything like that. It's maybe later on in practice, maybe they did. I don't know, but we're bottom line is it's early spring, second practice, and under a new coach, and they're implementing some stuff, but the media will get to see, I think, maybe 3 more practices.
Do you think DeBoer's telling everyone how hot it is in Tuscaloosa yet?
I think it was 70 degrees. And it was probably like, wow, is this what Alabama summers are like here? No, buddy. You just wait a minute. Wait till it gets to be about July. And
Yeah. Right. We're not even there yet.
No,
Yeah.
not even close.
So much of this camp to me is basically players kind of proving their worth, because when that transfer portal opens, there's going to be some guys that are going to leave, and there's going to be some guys that are going to come in. And the guys that are going to come in are going to be players in areas where DeBoer and the staff feel like, hey, these are guys in spots that can jump up and help us right now. And that cornerback group is loaded with talent, 5-star talent, but no experience, and you go out and you get somebody with some experience, and you bring in Jackson. He had a little bit of experience, but it wasn't like successful experience, right? I'm definitely curious to see how that progresses as well. But Hitzler's such a really good, just an excellent secondaries coach. It's exciting to kind of watch, like, what's he thinking? Compared to what they had at Wisconsin, obviously he developed 2 of the best, Kobe Bryant and Sauce Gardner, when he was at Cincinnati. But are they going to be able to do that at Alabama? Is he looking at these guys going, man, they kind of remind me of those guys? Or is he thinking, hey, we need to kind of, be thinking about what we're going to do because we need some help?
Yeah, this is definitely a great time to evaluate when that second portal opens up. And you're right. It's a 2-way street, Mick. You're going to have guys transfer out. You're going to have guys transfer in probably. So, yesterday they had those 3 speakers set up. Players are having a good time, but also getting down to business. Very high pace, like I mentioned, high energy. Greg Byrne was there observing. Kool-Aid McKinstry was there on the sidelines, just kind of watching practice, and so I thought that was really cool. And but the second one in the books, and we've got I think a total of 14 practices, and then we'll play that A-Day game on April 13th, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the team looks like after only 14 practices under DeBoer.
Yeah, and don't forget too, you're starting to see some visitors show up to practice as well. Na'eem Offord is just a 5-star cornerback from Parker High School, and defensive lineman. What was it? Jourdin Crawford were there as well.
Oh, wow.
And so and that's what happens this time of year. You start to give out invitations. You're starting to give out, obviously, letters saying, hey, we want you to come play football here. And DeBoer's done a good job of keeping guys around that know the area, and then also, intermingling himself in there and making it a comfortable environment for guys to come visit. So, players can come and visit, and you're starting to see that as well. But maybe they're feeling the same way. Look, if you're a 5-star corner, right now I know a place where you could probably come in and play pretty fast, right?
Yeah, now's the time, buddy. It's their time to shine. Who's going to step up? Who's the next man up? Who's going to be the guy that shines through spring? It's going to be really interesting, because you mentioned like those cornerbacks and everything. A lot of talent is there, but how are they adjusting to the speed of the college game? Because they may have been the best team at our best player at Ramsey or out in California or wherever you may be from. you're the all-star there. Then all of a sudden you arrive on campus and you're surrounded by all-stars.
Yeah, right.
So
Merritt was there too, and he's a 3-star that got got an offer from Alabama recently. So, like, I like it, man. Maybe Parker High is going to be the next Saraland, but you got to see it coming in this state when all those guys kind of are in one area and they're all coming up at the same time and start to pull them all in.
Buddy, I tell you what, Parker's full of talent. Me being in the Birmingham metro area, covering high school football here, yeah, Parker's loaded with talent. Yeah, a great second day of practice, and we'll see what the third practice holds for us, which is coming up, by the way, on Friday. They'll get a little earlier start on Friday. 2:50 is when they'll start out on the field, and then Mick, after Friday, it's spring break for the university.
Perfect, because I'll be out of town. So
you won't have to deal with anybody.
I won't have to talk about it. No, look, Brett, one thing I want to talk about is this here. This is the beautiful Daniel A. Moore artwork called 4th and 31. It's Jalen Milroe hooking up with a receiver for a touchdown to beat the Auburn Tigers in the Iron Bowl. One of the greatest plays in Alabama football history. And I love it, man. The colors pop. 15% off right now at newlifeart.com when you use the promo code Bama Tailgate. I'm actually, I told you, I'm actually going to put one in here just because I love I love it, man. I love everything about this.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And normally I'm like, well, I want to be there, but I watched that one in the studio and it was amazing. Yeah, it was great. I turned the microphone on Chad Catfish while he was screaming. He didn't even realize we were live. I just did it because I was a little ahead of him. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this, brother. I will talk to you. I'll be listening to you in the morning, and you guys, anything pops, will be on here, but like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with us at Bama Tailgate. I know there's a lot of other places you can go hang out, but we appreciate you coming back and doing that with us. Roll Tide.